from a selfish point of view, I don't want football to stop, because going to work at the moment is an escape. I really enjoy it. And
Absolutely.
I love going to football grounds and watching football, but I'm one of the very, very few that gets to do it. I'm incredibly privileged to do it. On the other hand, I also think every time I leave the house, well, this is dangerous, because it is. If I feel okay when I'm outside in a football ground, but then when I go into a studio to do a programme, I do feel nervous. And even though in those situations we're putting precautions into place, you never know. I think football has got complacent, because if you look on Instagram stories from players and you look what they're up to, they're all eating in the canteen together. They're all going to the gym together. They're all socialising sort of, okay, they might be 2 meters apart, but in one big room together. Whereas after the first lockdown, when they had team meetings, they're all spaced way apart, or they did them easier in summer, of course, but they did it outside, and they weren't eating together. They were doing sort of takeaway meals in the Tupperware. They weren't going inside. They go home and shower at some clubs. That is what they've got to do now. There's no other way. But I feel so torn, because I also know for so many people, it's so important right now to put the telly on and be able to get passionate about a game, to escape for 90 minutes, to be able to sit here with you two and talk right now about football. I love my little boy to bits, but it's quite hard looking after a toddler all week, while my husband's working from home. I just don't know what the right answer is, and I'm not sure anyone does.
I was going to ask you that, Michelle, and you don't have to respond to this if you don't want to, but you have, as you've just mentioned, got a young family at home. So when you are, leaving home and you step through the front door and, you get into the car and you travel to a ground or a studio, whatever it may be. I mean, are you as worried now, or more so than you were back when sort of Project Restart came about? I mean, is there sort of certainly more palpable fear, I suppose is the word I'm thinking of, when it comes to possibly, putting people at risk?
Oh my gosh, yeah, 100%. So I remember when I first went back in June to the grounds, I would come to the front door, like take my clothes off, put them in the washing machine, and then come up. And just like everyone else, I stopped doing it. But now, when I look at the figures and I see, like, I'm going to London tomorrow to present Quest, which I'm really, really looking forward to do the EFL highlights of what there is this weekend. But at the same time, like, I'm really nervous, because I will wear my mask and I'll stay 2 meters apart from people, but I'm inside all day. And if I come and bring it home, like, we've got a 1-year-old, and who knows, like, if he got it, like, God forbid, how he'd react to it. I've got asthma, and my friend, one of my friends has asthma, just like me, like, not bad, but you take your pumps, whatever, take them every day. She was in hospital for 2 weeks with oxygen, and I see people, I think people call them COVID deniers or whatever, but I see people denying, that it's happening, and it blows my mind. And people say in football, when the athletes get it, they're great athletes, they won't be affected. Well, actually, footballers are being affected by it. They are getting long COVID. No one is immune to it. My best friend said to me, she's like, it's like dodging a bullet, and that is how it feels. No one wants to play Russian roulette with our health. And when I say this to you now, when I say this to you both, I think, oh my God, what are we doing? Like, still going to work, still having football. But then there is completely the flip side to it. When we do go to games, there are precautions in place. It is as safe as it can be for journalists and reporters right now, I think. And I genuinely think that people need it. I really do.